Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is the Monday Night Plastic Crack Podcast light version, I think, tonight. There's only the two of us here.
Just us two.
Just us two, me and Steve, sitting here all on our tootsies. There you go. It is season 7, episode 29.
29.
Plastic Crack. And the year is fast disappearing into the rearview mirror, which is just scarily. I don't know what's going on. How are we doing, Steve? You well?
Yes. I'm fully refreshed. I had a week off work. Got loads of stuff done. It was just interesting. So I had a great time. It was good. Back in today.
Nice.
But yeah, got lots done. Caught up on quite a few things, bits and pieces. So yeah, it was an interesting week off.
Good. We all need a bit of time out, which is always good. That's where Martin is. I think he's up somewhere in Yorkshire, I think, today. He's posted a picture from a castle.
Did that surprise you in the slightest?
Not in the slightest, at all. No. I think he's running away from social services because did you see his latest video where he roped in his daughter? Mind you, I think he needs the intervention, not her, because she seems to just continue the tradition of the girls in his family just battering him.
Kicking his ass constantly.
Constant. Very funny indeed. Right, tonight it's a slightly different format because we sat down actually a week or so ago now with John Stallard from Warlord Games because we've been trying to get him on the stream live for, I don't know, ages and ages. Years. I think you're right, Steve. Mm-hmm. And it just hasn't worked. We just couldn't get the timings right, what have you. So in the end, we recorded it one Thursday morning.
That was weird. That was weird, wasn't it?
It was bizarre. We never normally talk together. And then, it's on the Thursday morning. We're all sitting there doing like it's a Monday night, doing a recording. Very, very odd indeed. So we'll play that for you. It's just over an hour long. I found it quite interesting.
It was very interesting, really interesting chat.
He was quite coy about some things, and I did try my very best to pull things out of him. But he got a bit of gossip out of him.
Got a bit of gossip. It was great. You get to see Dom using his PR Jedi mind tricks on the train.
It didn't work though, did it?
Didn't work, no.
No, didn't work.
These aren't the new releases you're looking for.
Oh well, never mind. You got to try, haven't you? So yeah, we'll get around to that in a bit. But we thought we'd start off by just sort of let's have a look and see who's in the chat to start with. Let's do that. Let's see who's around tonight. I'm going to say hello to Richard because Richard says, evening from the cardio ward of Castle Hill near Hull. Thank you for the messages. Sport just moved out of ICU tonight. Really good to hear you're on the mend, Richard. Hope you continue to do so. And stay strong, get better.
Yeah,
come back to all the weird shit.
We'll see you soon, mate. We really will.
Yeah, absolutely. And also some reprobate here. I don't know who let him in. I'm new here. I like round dice, unbased tanks, and especially painting Napoleonic drummers. Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
I banned him just in case.
All right. There we go.
It seemed to be the best thing to do, if I'm absolutely honest. Who else we got here? We've got David is here. Good evening to you. Carl is here. John also here. Philip, good evening. What's he doing? He's painting a mixed bag of 15mm Numidians, terrain, and 28mm fantasy chariot. That is a mixed bag. I'll give you that.
That's eclectic.
That certainly is. Sounds like our Facebook page, mostly. Will is here. Good evening to you as well. Paul, good evening. Just about to chill with a coffee, he says. Okay. Not sure what to paint. We got Nick Dawes is here. Good evening from Bury St Edmunds. It's probably a lot safer to go out now since
wait,
it's not around.
We're getting adverts again.
Oh bloody hell! Not again. Really? How is that happening? Must be something on my settings.
Yeah, few people saying adverts. God, capitalist corporate shills, honestly.
I don't understand. When we get a minute, I'll go and check the settings. Apologies. Don't know. Nothing as far as I'm aware has changed, but for some reason, bloody YouTube. Who else we got? Oh, I've lost where I was now. Seriously, Wargaming, good evening. Afternoon, everyone. Back to painting 28mm British Napoleonic infantry this week. I expect you'll be doing that, Steve, won't you?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, so yeah.
Mortsick is here. Good evening. Martin Melhui is here as well. Ed, good evening to you. Steve Harbour, hello. Evening all. Just watching the Warlord Open Day chat between Rick and John. Good to see our favourite skeletons getting a mention. Oh, interesting. I'll have to look back for that one. I've watched a couple of the videos today that people have posted. But yeah. Adam's here. Good evening to you. Red Steph, hello there. Chris, strange but true. I love that username. It's great. Jack Todd, good evening to you as well. Draken, hello. Camberwell Johnny, good evening. Little Legions, hello there. Double Dip, good man. Julian is here as well. Mark Bross, good evening to you. Was he in was he in the Bross band? No, Mark Bross, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Mobile and Hostler, I don't know what I'm asking you, Steve.
You'd be surprised how much I know about Bross.
Okay, maybe this is something we'll bring up
without ruining my. No, it's just from being made to watch old episodes of Top of the Pops.
Ah, dear. Kim's here. Good evening to you. Painting Flames of War Shermans for the USSR. They're for Chain of Command 2. Okay, nice. Interesting. Very good. Neil, good evening to you. Everyone's talking about adverts. Oh, someone said no adverts for me.
Yeah, some people are getting them and some people aren't.
Oh, very bizarre. Don't know why that is. Big Small Worlds, good evening to you. Krusty Colonel, hello there. Martin Hui, good evening. Martin's getting adverts. Okay, interesting. Bitsy, hello there. Good evening to you. And I think I'm at the bottom. Dick Turpin gallops in. Apparently. There you go. Well done. That's very apt. Oh dear. What have you been up to, Steve? Anything exciting? Painting wise?
Yeah, no.
Weirdness is going to unfold, is it?
More weirdness. So, as everyone knows, I'm currently working on, I'm a bit obsessed actually with Warhammer 40,000 2nd edition. I worked out this year it will be 33 years since I got that for Christmas.
Wow.
December 1993. That was when I got it. So I know. Who'd have thought I'd have been, 33 years later. I'd be painting it all over again. So what I've been up to. So I had over the past couple of weeks, I've had a few deliveries. Some old, some new. So I've managed to paint these over the weekend anyway, which is them. So we have two scouts with sniper rifles, a veteran sergeant, and a servitor. So the guy with the funny arm, I painted him in 90 minutes yesterday.
Oh, blimey!
I just sat down prior, and the next thing I know, the whole thing was completed. So I'm trying to work out where these are from. So he's from 1992. Scouts, I think, are from 95, possibly, and the veteran sergeant is 3rd edition, 99. All metal miniatures, all of them metal. I know. All metal one-piece miniatures, hard to believe. So there's a few more things of the scouts. These were lovely to paint, so detailed. And for models that are over 30 years old, they've just retained their detail and their crispness so well.
I recognise that sniper one. I think I must have had him at some point.
They're lovely. They're really nice. I mean, I don't know why a sniper would have a bright red gun, but there we go. Warhammer 40,000 2nd edition. Doesn't make a blind bit of sense, reason, or logic.
Logic doesn't matter. Come on.
Doesn't matter to anybody. But they were cool. So I've now got I've got 7 painted scouts now, so that gives me lots more options. Yes, here's the classic. Absolutely phenomenal figure.
I mean, health and safety would have had a word with him not wearing boots, for goodness sake. Come on.
I know. I mean, when you're
Didn't
around,
they, didn't they worry about things like that in the future? Good grief.
No, that's why there's so many skulls all over the place. So in the
Okay.
grim darkness, the far future, there is only skulls and HR referrals. Thank you. Yeah, picking things up. It's just yeah. So another thing, what I want to do is I want to have options for every unit in the codex. Which, to be fair, isn't too many, but there's some I don't want to spend money on. Because it's already bloody expensive buying these things, so I don't want any unnecessarily, an unnecessary purchase. Now, one of these things is it's a tarantula, it's a support gun. I'll probably never use it. I didn't want to buy one. Yeah, I was going to, but I chickened out. I've only just started painting yellow. I'm not adding hazard stripes to them. It would all go terribly wrong terribly quickly. So yeah, so I don't want to buy a tarantula. So I made my own from bits and pieces. Twin linked las cannon. That was just from bits and pieces I found in bits boxes. So
wow.
It's some Necromunda scenery, the side panels of an old Sentinel, and 2 Sentinel las cannons. And he will control that. So yeah,
nice.
So, I had a delivery on Friday with a service over them. Also. This guy, and he can't see him because I've just literally just primed him. He's from 1989. He's actually Rogue Trader era, and it's a Terminator captain. I actually bought my I've owned this originally. It was I bought it in 1994. It was a day trip to Games Workshop Liverpool on Law Street. And I bought that and a few other things, but yeah, to get that back into my hands again has been so nice. And I also bought another Terminator with assault cannon, again 94, 95, I believe he came out. So it's good vintage. Some good vintage years. So I'm actually quite close to getting this fully completed. A few bits and pieces. I've made a very expensive decision at the weekend, which is going to cost me, but I'll get to that. I'll get to that when I finally get around to buying them. But that's what I've been working on, and it's going to be that all week. I just want to smash through all these 40k things because I need to make an update video soon. I'm painting some chaos stuff as well. But yeah, no historicals this week. It was all of the weird variety. No, it's weird. The base, I've just been using, the PVA sand and goblin green paint. It's proper old school. And do you know what's really weird as well? Whenever I get things through the sent from eBay, I always check the bases, and it'd be surprised how many have still got the original 1992 slot of bases.
Really?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It really is. And sometimes I mentioned the week. Sometimes it feels when I'm stripping some of these figures, I think someone painted these. I mean, possibly over 30 years ago. And
yeah,
what battlefields and what tabletops have these seen? And
what stories could they tell?
Exactly. And now they're on my desk, and then they're going to be stuck in a bathtub of biostrip and have all their paint removed. But no, it is a weird part of the hobby, but I'm really, really enjoying it. So yeah, very
nice.
Finishing it.
Nice. I think nostalgia is a great thing in the hobby. It's brilliant. Love it.
This. I mean, just picking up some of these miniatures, it's just taking me back to the early 90s, the salad days of the hobby for me. It was really good. So yes, I've enjoyed it, and it's I don't know, it gets addictive, especially eBay. You're trying to find. I mean, some people, the pricing on there is like they've been smoking crack, basically. And then they put these prices up. I saw somebody was selling one plastic Chaos backpack for £9.
What?
£9, one plastic backpack.
It's insane.
You are never going to sell that at all. I know, but it's an interesting part of the hobby. Yeah, it's
love it.
Cool.
Oh, good.
What have you been up to? I watched your update video. My God, you got through a fair few stuff.
Well, that's almost a couple of weeks. So yeah, some of those feature on this. But yeah, it's been a weird. Again, I said on the video, it's been odd couple of weeks, or a couple of months really of what I've been painting. I haven't fixed on anything, and I think that's because I'm sort of waiting for the Epic launch to come through. I think that's the only thing I can think of. But I've cracked on with a few bits. So this is some more of the 10mm Agincores. These are Pendragon metals. So I've done that. They're actually peasant archers. So I think they're going to join the French side because they need peasants, don't they, to be ridden down. So I painted up those quickly the other night. It was for 10mm, they'll do the job. A bit worried about the size of the tufts, but you've got to put tufts on your bases, don't you? You've got to put tufts.
Tufts and mud required.
Exactly. What else to do? I'm trying to remember the cartoon that lady reminds me from, but I periodically, as you know, paint up some of the Congo figures or figures for Congo. So these are Old Glory. I think they were explorers and adventurers set.
Is she holding a shotgun?
She's holding a shotgun. Yes, yes, yeah, and she looks like the sort of the shopkeeper from dodgy film, and brings it out and blasts you with a shotgun. Weird bunch, really weird bunch.
It's like Ina Sharples goes postal.
Yeah. They're very, very odd figures, but I quite like them.
They're really nice, actually. They're really cool.
They come out, they're very caricature type things. So you can see her again. Odd bunch of folks, but they were done. What else did I get up to? Oh yeah, and then also because I'm still fiddling around with the Beowulf figures that I think, having talked to John about it, it got me thinking again about what I'd started with them. So I had some
lovely
pom-pom guns for the British. So again, these are Old Glory. I think Imogen bought me, I can't remember if it was the guns or the crew, but she bought me one or the other for Christmas. And I thought, well, I better paint them up. So that's the pom-poms, which I'm quite pleased how they came out. I did do a lot of studying on what colour the guns were. They come out a bit greyer than I intended, but they're all right. And then I did the larger guns, which will also be part of the table.
I do like those guns are very detailed. I do like them.
Considering Old Glory, you get 4 in a pack, and they're not terribly expensive. So I think they're not bad at all, really, and they go together a heck of a lot easier than many other manufacturers do. I'm not gonna name names, am I, John?
No.
But yeah, I'm quite pleased with how they come out. So they'll go in the box. I've got some more Beowulf figures to do, so I'll work through them. And it's been reasonably productive the last week or so. And I did actually have a game of Baron's War on Friday. I didn't video it because Gamer Graham down the club is videoed it, and he asked me to show him how to play the rules. So I, how well I deal with rules, Steve. I mean, I'm always absolutely meticulous with rules. I can only think of about 3 things already that I got wrong. But anyway, that's fine. We had a good game. Yeah, it was a good game.
The joy. That's the joy of learning a new rule set, though, is getting everything wrong. So
that's the one. Tweety Pie. You're absolutely Granny. They're all saying it. Granny from Tweety Pie. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. No, I couldn't remember who it was. Here we go. A bloke on eBay saying Necron half of the 150 quid.
I know. It's just some of it. It's what I like about it is when you buy something from somebody who realizes what the actual value is. And just because it's old doesn't mean it's necessarily worth a million times than what it actually was. That's why I do tend, if I can find a pre-painted figure, I'll buy that because it's normally a lot cheaper. Because people see them as ruined, whereas if you're prepared to strip them and do a bit of restoration of them, you can really bring back figures from the absolute brink. It's what I've learned over the past couple of months. That biostrip is just such a fantastic product.
I think some people just can't be bothered, and that's why it is, isn't it? It's other people can, and so if you're prepared to do the work, then it's a good thing.
Absolutely,
But,
yeah. So I've saved myself quite a bit just by buying pre-painted stuff, and then just 4 or 5 hours in the bath, and it comes out, and you give it a bit of a, it takes a good hour to clean it up, I reckon, but it's definitely worth it when you see what it looked like to what it is when you're finished. Yeah, it's really great. So
yeah, Julian makes a good point. Says there's demand for those sort of figures now, and it's true. Yeah, I mean, people pay what people pay, so
that's what I mean. I mean, I'm quite judicious when it comes, but though, just because there's something there and I want doesn't mean I'm going to pay Looney Tune prices for it. I'm going to shop around, and that's what I've managed to do over the past year. There's nothing that I've bought where I could say, yeah, Steve, you're a bit of a dick for buying or spending that amount. There's nothing I've bought that I think is completely out of it just a mad price. It's always been sort of balanced with the age and the condition. Something I always look at, but it's some chance.
Well, I notice even buying, I generally have a watch on various figures that I'm particularly interested in, particularly at the moment, 15mm Ottoman figures. And the variety of prices is just phenomenal. People sometimes just, I don't know what they think they've got. And more realistic ones you can still pick up. But it's just, if you don't want to pay it, don't pay it. That's the way. Anyway, there you go.
No, I think my biggest bargain so far was the Dark Millennium. It's an expansion for 40k. So it brought in new rules, psychic rules, and things like that. And I got that for double figures, which I never thought I'd see ever. And it was the only damage. It was the box was damaged. Had like some sun damage.
Yeah.
But it was like 99.9% complete inside. And that was on eBay for 3 hours before I found it, and I bought it straight away. I was like, someone's going to work out how much that's actually worth. So I bought that literally straight away. That was
launched in on that one quickly.
God, yes, absolutely.
I don't know. Oh dear. Steve says he sold a small Ziploc bag of Forge World Chaos Cultist arms for £55.
Yeah, I can imagine because Forge World they don't exist anymore, do they? The resin side. So I imagine their stuff. Yeah, you could probably get a pretty penny for it.
Yeah,
back in the day, they did. I mean, even back then, it was expensive. I mean, that the Titans they used to make. There was that Tau ship as well. I think it was like £1,200 for this big insecty type spaceship. You got loads of stuff in it, but £1,200.
The prices of some of that stuff. I know when one year I think it was either before or after CrackCon, I can't remember. We went over to Games Workshop World, and Martin was trying to explain to me what prices of various models were that people were clutching as they headed to the tills, and I thought, bloody hell! I thought I had a problem. Anyway, there you go. Hey ho! Right, shall we get on to the main event then tonight?
Yes,
as I mentioned earlier, for those who hadn't quite joined at that point, we been trying to get John Stallard from Warlord on the channel, on the stream for years, frankly.
Literally
years.
I think it's about 6 years we've been at him for, and just
I think so.
Happened. Yeah.
A couple of times we've nearly had him, but it just hasn't worked. His timings, I think he must do something on a Monday night and probably just avoid this. Is probably what he does. Anyway, so we sat down with him in the week, and he gave us an hour of his time, which was great, and we met up with him. So we recorded the interview. So we'll play that now. We'll play it in full. His microphone wasn't the best, but I think we got most of it. So bear with us if the sound is a little dodgy, but I think it's not too bad. So we'll play it all in its totality. We won't jump in on it or stop it or anything like that. But please feel free to comment, and we'll try and get around to some of the comments at the end of it, because I did find it very, very interesting.
It's indeed a really interesting chat.
Yeah. So let me see if I can make the technology work, because that's the main thing.
Here's the drum roll. Here's the drum
Yeah,
roll.
you know how well my technology has been going for the last week. Well, I managed to do half an hour without a power cut. They bloody cut me off last week. Jesus. Unbelievable. Right, here we go. Can we see that? How do I play it? There we go. So welcome, John. Much appreciate you joining us on this Thursday morning, as it is for us. Appreciate your time and everything else. So for those who don't know who you are, can you just give us an intro to yourself and your role?
Sure. Hello, I'm John Stallard. I'm the master of Warlord Games in sunny Nottingham.
Sunny Nottingham, fantastic. So we often have people on, guests from the wargaming community on the show. One of the questions I like to ask to get things going is how the heck you got into this hobby? How you started out? Was your sort of what got you into playing with toy soldiers?
Oh, it's the classic Airfix miniatures and McRae.
You're
60s lad.
Two directions. It's either the Airfix ones or the Warhammer stuff.
Yeah, but we didn't have the Warhammer stuff. So buying lots of HO Airfields kits, and they were 2 and 6pence, and you got 48 models in a box, so you could buy pretty much a box every week. So that's how I got into it. Bought my first metal miniature when I was 12. 4 young guards on guys, because that's all I could afford.
I remember that well. Going down to there was a shop in Windsor near where I live, and they used to sell minifigs and Hinchcliffe figures, and like you say, you just sort of go in and buy 1 or 2 figures because that's all you could afford. But it was just a joy. I have no idea what I did with them. But
well, minifigs used to pack boxes in little kind of like cigarette boxes in their factory stuff, and they'd helpfully wrap the pikes around the bodies, at least cram them in.
Oh, well, you can never rebend those pikes.
No.
Never works. So, obviously, people know you from Warlords, but kind of you hinted at just now, but Warhammer was your first foray, or Games Workshop was your first foray. So, how did you get into the hobby as a job? How did you start out, and what was your journey to getting into setting up Warlords?
Well, the journey, hang on, just pop that down, if that's going to make it better or worse for you.
That's fine.
So the journey was not doing terribly well at college. I did a psychology degree, and let's just say it wasn't the greatest degree ever known to mankind. So I wasted an expensive education, and then went home to parents who weren't best pleased with me. And I happened to read White Dwarf, and it said they wanted a quality control manager, needed Citadel Miniatures in Newton. So I jumped up a chance, got out my green biro, wrote out to the CV, and sent it into finance. And he phoned up the next day and said, "Would you like to come for an interview?" And I said, "Yes, please." So that was it. When I was 21, into Citadel Miniatures.
Fantastic. So how long were you there for?
22 years. So worked my way up to sales director. And then got made redundant, sadly. And looked around and thought, what am I going to do? The last thing I want to do is another toy soldier company. And it is the last thing I've done. Set up in Warlord Games with Paul Sawyer.
Yeah.
It was the old White Wolf editor, if you remember.
Yes, indeed.
So 19 years ago.
Flipping heck.
Blimey.
That's for murder.
Yeah, you certainly can. Certainly can. The only thing worth getting married for that long. Sorry, wife doesn't listen to this. It's okay. So how did Warlords start up? And what was the thought process around that? Was there a particular niche you wanted to fill, or was it?
Yeah, well, there's a scratch. A niche needed scratching. It was me and Rick in particular have been wanting to make historical miniatures for years. And of course, the evil empire that was going to kept saying we couldn't. But Rick managed to get Warhammer Ancients past them, which was very good, and had a series of other books. But we weren't allowed to make miniatures. So when I was finally let go from workshop, I thought, time to to practice what I preach. So being bored, decided to put our money in and redundancy money into making a plastic box out of robots, because everybody loves a robot. And
yeah, Don.
well, unless they come off yours.
What have they ever done for you?
Yeah, exactly. And so it was fairly scary stuff, because nobody had done 28mm plastics before. So saying, unbeknown to me, the Perry twins, bless them, had just been making some American Civil War models in plastic. And so they unearthed those about 2 weeks before we came out with our Romans League. They beat us to the punch. But unfortunately not plastic Romans.
No.
That would have been very bad. So we hit off with the Romans and extra Britons. And then after that, we did English Civil War, because that's my other favourite period. And also it means that both sides wore the same uniforms. So you could get royalists in Parliament, just change the box fronts and the flag. So that was the cunning plan.
Awesome.
And we never intended to actually or metal miniatures or anything else. And now,
So how quickly did it evolve into the sort of size it is now?
well, it grew quite quickly, because even though we were only going to do plastic Romans, people said, "Oh, you must make some cavalry and then some archers and some slingers." So my mate Ed, who makes the molds, he said, "Oh yeah, if you get me, I'll cast some for you." And so pretty soon we were bringing in bags of lead from my mate Ed, and then after a while, we got hold of some casting machines from Games Workshop. They're throwing them out. So we thought, well, that's neat. I can have those. So then I had a so feast to famine, found out the feast, and thought, well, let's have a factory then. The rest of this is
As you do.
as you do. Well, I was young and bold then.
Yeah. Blimey. And how big is Warlord now in terms of employees?
110 of us.
110.
So it's big in the war games world, but still a small company.
Yeah. Yeah. And kind of where do you see it evolving? What's your sort of vision for the next 5-10 years of Warlords?
Oh, another 10 years, I'll probably be retired. I'm 65 yesterday. But Warlord will march on. Thank you. Yeah, Warlord will march on. We're well sourced with products now. We work out to a 3-year process. So we know what's going to come out in 3 years from now. Because, so for instance, we'll be finishing the bolt action second editions, getting the French book out, and the other lesser powers, etc., etc. And then we've got another 7 books to come out for Conflict 47. That's all mapped out, and then filling in a few gaps here and there. So we've got a 3-year running planning plan.
Awesome. No, it's bolt action sounds like a good starting point to sort of talk about some of the figures and stuff like that's going on. So, Steve, you're kind of our resident expert on all things bolt action, but I'm interested in on how well the latest edition went down, and kind of how things are holding up. I guess there's a lot of competition in World War II figures and rules out there. So is it still as popular as it ever was, and where you're heading with it?
Yeah, bolt action second edition has been absolutely fantastic. And I mean third.
Yeah.
Really well received, and selling like mad. It's great. We can scarcely produce enough blooming bottles for it. It's great. So we're very happy with that. Pretty well received. Yeah, you have a few people who obviously aren't always happy with the new edition, but I don't hear much about it. And it's just going great. Thank you.
Awesome. What about the transition? I mean, you seem to be a lot of the metal kits you've been converting into plastic, which I know Steve has been delighted with the latest one he's been working on.
Yeah.
He's got props. Yeah,
It's been on my desk this morning. I have I am so. When it was announced that the anti-tank weapons, artillery weapons teams are being done in plastic, I was like, the dance that Kermit the Frog does. That was me when they were. because
there is no joy in putting together a metal 17-pounder. It's gas.
it's and there's sometimes I swear for 10 minutes without repeating myself, but these I've put the pack 40 together, and I'm not joking. It was an absolute dream. It
was like as nearly done the same thing to the French. The French 75s are going to be coming out like that. So and then the Russian guns.
Again, the French, because I had the two we're going back to about 2017 when he used to do the build an army thing, and I picked up two of the I think with the 75mm guns, and they were some heavy chunky models.
Yes.
And again, putting them together, about £4 of epoxy resin. But yeah, the plastic ones, I picked up the pack 40. I went to the grand opening at the Wigan store, and yeah, sat down 2 weeks ago to put together, and it was absolute joy. So I've picked those up, and I've got great plans. So like, of all the additions to bolt action in recent memory, I think that the move into plastic has been, well, for me anyway, from a purely selfish point of view, it's been brilliant for me.
It has been very well received.
Yeah, I could well imagine.
Yeah, what's the plans on refreshing some of the older models? I think I read. I think you said, Steve, that the Russians are going to be updated fairly soon.
Well, I think the Russian infantry were done earlier this year or late last year. I know there was a hint in one of the newsletters that said that you were going to be updating a fairly old kit, and I'm hoping that the early war Blitzkrieg Germans, again from a purely selfish point of view, because that was one of my first ever kits, the British infantry and the German infantry. But the Blitzkrieg ones will be really good.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll always visit those. The next one to come out is the French Foreign Legion.
Oh, well,
that's good. Next one. They're looking very good. We managed to put a couple of nice Easter eggs on the screw. And then I think I can tell you this Polish and plastic.
Oh,
it's really nice. Particularly as our designer is Wojtek. He's been looking forward to doing that for years and years.
Nice. That should be really again. Anything.
It's part of its weight, Steve.
I always say to myself, right, I'm not going to do this army, and it gets announced. I'm like, I need to get involved. And it's like with the new Gurkha box. I'm currently working on Australians, but when that was released, I picked it up at the weekend, and it's just so cool. Plastics. It's just anything plastic is right up my wargaming streets, basically.
Well, what's more frightening than a plastic Gurkha? It's a plastic Gurkha with a flamethrower.
Yeah, exactly. That's a triple threat all in one.
Cool. Awesome. So you've just done the British book has just come out. What's the deck count on the
Commonwealth? Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, Commonwealth. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. I've got it down here, so I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, even though I haven't played Bolt Action for a long time, I love the supplements. They're so good. They're such good reads, and I love the quality of them. So I tend to pick them up anyway.
Yeah, they're kind of good coffee table books as well. You can get a good idea about the arms. The next one will be the French.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And I guess the other thing everyone's most excited about at the moment is your thousands of them, Zulus.
Yes.
So Steph sent me some pictures. I don't see why you couldn't get excited about this launch coming up. So Epic is one of those things that I guess we get more and more comments on Epic on the stream about what it's going to be next, what's happening, what the approach is, and why can't they just add, Napoleonic Russians to the Waterloo set, that kind of stuff, and kind of maybe just explain to people what the principle of the Epic launches is. In terms of what you're trying to do with them.
Well, there's nothing new under the sun. I was watching an American video of a American Civil War reenactment, And there's a unit of about 600 unions coming forward, Union Brigade, and they look fantastic. They look like a real regiment forward. And I thought, why does that look like a regiment, whereas a regiment of 12 soldiers doesn't? It's because they were packed shoulder to shoulder, probably, and you couldn't see any light between, because if there was any light between them, the second rank blocked the light. So it was a wall of blue coming forward. So I thought, right, what we need to do is do the bodies packed tight together. So that's where the idea came. I thought, let's try that. And we did American Civil War, because again, you have to have lots of infantry because it suits both sides, and we're all grey. And that's where it came from. So it was a cheap way of making the molds to see if we could get into it. Because, as you know, making molds costs tens of thousands of pounds each time. And whereas if you're just doing one type of infantry, you could get away with £20,000. When you're doing Napoleonics, that's 200,000 pounds worth of tooling, which is a lot of money, because it's 11 different molds. Because all the blooming infantry about this, fresh from that, and all different sorts of cavalry. So it's quite an interesting. So there's no one approach. So it's not to make two soldiers, because £200,000 worth of tooling is not cheap. Whereas £20,000 tooling is all right, still not cheap. So you have to sell a lot to get your 20 grand back. We also like to surprise and delight people by changing periods. That is a deliberate policy. Because we could have just done more American Civil War. That would be very dull. We could have done Austrians and Russians and Napoleonics, but then that means we wouldn't have done the ancients. Oh, you're always robbing Peter to pay Paul Morgan.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like Russians, and one day we will make Russians. Honestly, we will. But it's we prefer to put two armies in a box and make it a play set, if you like. Whereas just Russians would eat just Russians, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Worthy. But you wouldn't get as much excitement from people.
No.
And I guess that you've seen them around particular campaigns or battles has made it much easier to be more focused around what the box will deliver.
Well, many people, of course, written in to say, I can't believe you haven't done Leipzig or Austerlitz. Why Waterloo? I know why Waterloo. And we know who did all the heavy lifting. Well, I know that, but everybody wants Waterloo. And everybody wants to be a nice bit rifle.
Of course. Apart from Martin.
That's only because I don't mind when I'm using them. It's when I've got to play against them.
So for the Zulu launch has been a bit of a change in direction in that you haven't got the wall-to-wall joined up shoulder-to-shoulder figures. They're much more open order, obviously, as befits the period. So did that create different challenges, and has it opened up a lot more possibilities in terms of other future epic launches that could come along?
Yeah, it's a very good spot. By the time of the Zulu War, the British origin was a 3-foot intervals into it, and quite often 6 into skirmish order. And people expect the Zulus to be as big and massive savagery, like a ancient British war band. But when you read all the various accounts, they're coming on in skirmish order, so they're quite extended, but in different waves. So it thickened it up, that way we're quite dispersed and taking full advantage of any grass and stones and boulders, and because they weren't daft. So going for this rather open order is new, but that's good because we're stretching the boundaries of how we make things. You also notice the Zulus aren't having a straight line. When they actually come out, when you see the throughs, you'll see that a couple of them are more advanced on different strips. It's difficult to explain over without a screw in front of you. It gives them a more raggedy line.
Yeah.
Which is really quite clever, I think.
Yeah,
I think
the images, it looks fantastic. And as you say, that sort of irregular line makes a huge difference.
Well, the literal models too. If anything, I would say put too much detail on the official. Arguably, it's sometimes less is more. Because if it's there, you'll paint it.
Yeah.
And
We'll try to.
yeah, we'll try to, yeah, and give you, and you're probably best without it. But, we've also done. Some people said, "Oh, you've just done Rorke's Drift and in Cyberwana. I wanted to play the late war the year after." Well, we're doing cavalry for that. We're doing the Frontier Light Force. We've done the Lancers and the King's Dragoon Guards, the Lundy, the last bypass, Gatling guns in there, and a few more general officers. So people are getting a bit uppity about it, saying, well, "Give us a minute, we'll make them."
The first set hasn't even launched yet. Come on.
Exactly. But it's being game.
But we're never satisfied as gamers, are we? Always want.
You always want, we're not making up. And some of the people are mad that we put the NNC and it's all native contingent on with the British through. Well, there are as many black people fighting for us as there were against us. They have to be there. They're in every battle. So you have to have them, whether you want them or not.
It does. It is a sort of just talking about the screws, because the Zulu release is something I think all of us are interested in. But when you were talking about the Angels and then what you've developed with the Zulu screws and how that means what potentially you could look at with regards to things like medieval and early medieval and ancients and some of the, those other periods, which I'm sure people want you to have a look at, but now you've developed this system, if you like, with the Zulus and the way of molding them. That's only going to benefit future releases.
Well, I think it should, yeah. I mean, we'll already be working on the next epic one. We know what it is, and that will be completely different again.
You're not going to tell us what that is, are you?
That is what I will get. I'll get. Normally, I tell you everything. I know.
I have to say the number of sort of ongoing, it should be Hastings, it should be Agincourt, it should be Leipzig. You mentioned that already. It's just like the list is endless of possible options. Can you tell us sort of what area it might be heading into? It's another Hail Caesar type. You're really
nice try, Dom. Nice try, Dom. I mean, 10 out of 10 for effort there, mate.
Yeah, you got to try, right? So, I mean, is it? I think I was talking to one of your guys a few years ago now at Salute, I think it was, and he sort of was saying how successful Epic had been. I think at that stage it was still only the ACW one that was out, the Gettysburg box. Has it caught you out how successful these have been? Or, obviously you're not going to launch something without expecting to do a good job with it, but ACW, the Gettysburg one, was quite a compact launch initially, wasn't it? Whereas you look at...
it was definitely an experiment.
Yeah.
And it surprised me how well it did. But Tom, I will say, we've sold many thousands of cars, many. And do I think there are many thousands more Americans war gamers in the world now? I don't think there are. I think just a field, massive box. I think there's a lot in people's wardrobes and under their beds, unpainted.
There's a few behind here.
It's what I'd suggest.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Well, you're selling the product, so that's all.
Yeah, we sell it. I sell it. Well, and one day it'll come out of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you, I mean, that's an interesting point, because one of the things I think, again, thinking back to when the first Epic came out, there was all the people were saying, "Oh, well, I've already got loads of 15 mil. I've got 28 mils. Why do I need 13.5 or whatever? True 15 mil as these are." But people are saying, "Oh, it's sort of not really. It's not aimed at the old gamers. This is aimed at newer people." Is that how you saw it?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, why on earth would I want to pitch something? I don't think if people have already got 15 mil out of it, they wouldn't buy it. And I wouldn't be trying to sell it. So why would they? You know, it did amuse me when people said, "Why have you chosen that scale?" Well, you've got to pick some scale, and they're 15 mil from the bottom to the top there. They're not 13 point high. It's a great myth. But it's when people start measuring from people's feet to their eyes. Well, you don't do that to a normal person, do you? So he's 6 foot to his nose. It's mad. It's from the top of your feet to the top of your head. If you do that, they're 15 mil.
Yeah. Well, as I say, I've compared them to older school 15 mil figures, and they fit absolutely perfectly.
Well, it's only 15-year-old adults are also very chunky. Quite often, quite chunky. What they are, quite slim.
Yeah.
Some of them are vast. What they call.
Yeah, some of the newer ones are probably near 18 mil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
And nobody writes in saying, "Oh, those are 18 mil." That's yeah.
Is that part of the consideration when you're starting a range, not just Epic but other things? Is what other people are producing out there already?
No. You've got to stick to do what you do, and do it well.
Yeah.
What I do, I think occasionally look around. If somebody's not doing very well, I like to know why they're not doing very well. So I will investigate that so that we don't do it. I'm not covetous of what other people are doing. I applaud it normally.
Is there anybody out there that you kind of admire in terms of what they're producing at the moment, figure-wise?
I'll start. Look, the big one is still Games Workshop and amazed with what they're doing. Their models are extraordinary. No other word for it. Extraordinary pieces of brilliance. And they're doing very well as a company. Good for them. It's good for the tabletop industry. Good for all of us. So long may they carry on making tabletop gamers. So they impress me. I think possibly the nicest model on the market at the moment are done by that nice German piano miniatures.
Yeah.
Absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
I think the lads.
Yeah, we've had him on here.
He's a really nice
Oh, he's not nice as well, is he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great figure designer and nice.
It's Amazon. His Tyrolean figures. That was when he came on. They were phenomenal. Just that very left.
Yeah. So I think I'm jealous of his models.
That's awesome. What about obviously Conflict has been a big investment for you as a company. The upgrade or the updating of all that, and the pretty much throwing the old one out and starting again, as far as I can see with that. I'm not an expert on it by any means at all, but is that frankly an attempt to sort of take a bit of the chunk from Games Workshop, or is it just really seeing something niche that you could hit there?
I'd say the latter. It was something that Cole, who was, as you know, passed away a couple of years ago, he was very passionate about doing what sort of vampire journey. And this is very vampire journey. So it's kind of Portal was the greatest portion of Conflict. It's doing very, very well indeed.
Nice. The models are incredible.
You're doing more and more in plastic, lots more of the walkers, and they're coming out very nice.
Steph sent us some pictures, and these there's some big old models there, some big old chunks.
Yeah, it's very sinister. It makes the Nazis look quite nice. When people were saying, "Oh, you've left the Nazis out," and it was demanding that we left the Nazis. It's quite interesting. Thinking, don't worry, the Germans have plans to.
Oh my goodness! So where's it going with Conflict? You mentioned earlier that you got a whole load of 7 books planned?
9 books total.
9 books.
Wow.
So you've just done Invasion America, is that one?
Yes, surprise! They've done it again in America. Look from that one. So that's going to be great. And then the one after that will be probably more about the British and the machines, robots, machines, and technology. That's the next one I think of. Quite what direction it's going, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. There's an awful lot of writers and assistant writers of people doing storyboarding. It's actually quite sophisticated stuff. Overarching stories, goodies and baddies, and heroes and anti-heroes. It's quite exciting. Here you go.
Yeah,
That's one down.
it's one of the 6. I won't even claim to know who it is. Someone Slam or somebody.
Yeah. What's his name?
Yeah,
Tough Yank. Tough. Very good. Very good.
Tough Yank. Okay, we'll take that.
So
How?
yeah, but it's fantastic imagery. The imagery.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. I was just going to ask, how is that as a process when you're dealing with a fictional setting that's essentially based off of history as a starting point? Because of course, ALC, supply can shot everything else. You have research you can do. You can go into things. You can look at units and personalities. Is there more freedom when you're doing that in a fictional setting? How has that been as a change? Because up until Conflict, and there's a couple of other games, it's primarily obviously all history.
Yeah, no, we've given them the writers pretty much carte blanche to go where they want. This. It's I'm keeping away from the project because the other guys have just got a better. I'd be too old to do it. Too much. I'd be too interested in the real history, so I'm leaving it to them youngsters to tear it up, make it as sinister as they can.
It was like a proper crack team that you put together with the sort of the redux of Conflict. There's some real notable names from the industry involved in it. Do you think that's really helped it kick on from a sort of
Yes, definitely, it's a good spot. Yeah, some great. No, we've got some great writers, and I got of course, and Rick Lee and Andy Chambers. These are proper people. And it shows. We've got our open day coming up, and so I'll be sitting in a room, Rick for an hour, chatting to 300 people. And Rick's a real deal. He keeps saying, "You don't mind coming, do you?" He goes, "Well, I can't imagine anybody's interested in anything I've got to say." Rick, with what you've got to say. You can just talk about your cats, and that's interesting.
Yeah, so I remember the last one I came to. He was in the line for the burger van. He was kind of sputting away quite quickly.
That would be Rick. Yes. Very self-effacing.
The one I remember is a couple of years back. I managed to finally meet Andy Chambers, and we went from talking about old school 40k to Weekend at Bernie's. It was quite an odd conversation via Mad Max as well. So it was I always enjoy the open days. You always meet a whole host of people. The studios that are really, really interested in seeing how the development process. It was the first time I saw the Sirecast demonstration. Well, that was just the quickness of how those miniatures are produced is just unbelievable. But
yeah,
it shows people what goes on sort of behind the scenes. And I think that that Sirecast demonstration, because it was a fairly new technology at the time, was really interesting to see. And I've still got my Judge Dredd figure that was kind of given to me on the day. So but it was it's things like that. Just I found that absolutely fascinating. And then conversely, a few meters down, it's old school metal casting. So it's a real diversity of different miniatures. Where you produce the miniatures, it's fantastic.
I'll tell you something about the paper day last year. The most important thing that you have to have installed is a burger van, obviously at 8 o'clock, because we're gamers, you like our burgers and bacon sound. So at 4 o'clock, when it was just wrapping up, I went over to just check that they've had a good day. to check them. There's a lovely Scottish lady. And I said, have a good day? She said, oh, so we've had the best day ever. I said, well, can eat a lot of burgers. And she said, well, no, I don't mean in takings. The takings have been great. She said, just the best day ever. So I said, how so? She said, well, everybody's so lovely. They all say please and they say thank you. And they emptied the bins with us and they were just lovely. And I thought, that was great. And Mark Game was nice. We might be a bit dull, or he might be a bit older, but we're very nice. 40 is where she normally gets to.
Well, yeah.
Actually, interestingly, talk about solid cast and metals and plastics, and how do you see that going? Obviously, you've got the big elephant in the room of 3D printing and STLs. I mean, is that something the Warlords is looking to get into at some point, or
we do
have we balance?
We already do 3D printing. If you get our Blitzkrieg Germans on bicycles, all the bicycles are 3D printed.
Right.
And they got all the spokes on them and everything else, which is remarkable. So it's the tools for the job. And somebody was saying the other day, it might all be like Star Trek in 5 years' time, and you just dial it in with a microwave and thing out comes your Imperial Guard. I don't know. 25 years ago, people started buying bread makers. Everybody said, that's the end of the bakery. And who makes their own bread at home? Answered, no, we all can. None of us do. We go to Sainsbury's and stuff. I know well the technologies. We own 9 ourselves. And I also know how smelly and horrible they are, and how you need proper ventilation, and how people spend hours gauging them and setting them up. And in the end, it becomes something, part of their hobby is actually doing the blooming manufacture rather than painting and gaming. So it's a useful adjunct. But if you want 6,000 Zulus, you'll be there all week.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you decide amongst, what you're going to produce in metal, what you're going to produce in plastic, what you're going to do in cidercast, what you might do in 3D printing? Is it purely a cost production decision, or is there some other,
Yeah, that's a really great question. There's probably a few factors of that. Metal is certainly not getting any cheaper. It being a commodity, it's come off again. It never goes down, never seems to go down. So 5 years ago, I would say the mass of metal in your model wasn't a great proportion of the costs. But now it is. So increasingly, we're looking more at plastics and resin. Excuse me. Not to say we're going to get rid of metal. We're not. We bought an automatic casting machine last year, which has helped us keep our costs out of control. But metal is expensive. Now, increasingly, as people come into the hobby, they've never known metal like we used to do it. Certainly, youngsters come in, they don't know plastics and resin, so they don't bemoan the fact it's not been a big shrinking metal. I personally don't really enjoy metal models anymore. I still paint them every night on the garden and stuff, but impossible to convert and mess it up with, and they bend and they break, and that's not good. And increasingly, if you're having big cannons just carrying whole armies, well, it's too heavy for me. And
very true.
So there's a few criteria on doing what you make it. Making epic with that raising is tricky. It's tricky. It doesn't really like doing it to high pitches. So you have to be careful what you make it do. So that's the most strong work. Yeah. Causes.
Right. Yeah. Thinking about some of the sort of other things you do. I mean, obviously, you've got at the moment the main things seem to be conflict. Bolt action remains up there. Epic, clearly a huge priority. How do you balance that against the raft of other things you do? The black powder stuff, the Hell Caesar stuff, all the pike and shot stuff. Balancing all those obviously clearly very successful ranges versus sort of non-niche, shall we say? Things like pike and shot, and you've just done a number of pike and shot supplements just recently. But how do you balance that?
Well, I think the answer to a great question is you just have to do your best. Mm-hmm. It is plate spinning, and you run from one to the other to try to go. You can have too many plates in there at one time. It's one of the reasons why we dropped Antares and Cruel Seas. Those have gone to Skytrack, and Skytrack to make those for us. But it means that our main audience studio doesn't get involved with it anymore. We need them to concentrate. We've dropped a couple of licenses, as you know. Just Red license is gone, Big license is gone. So it means we can focus more on Bolt Action, Conflict, and Black Powder. Just sometimes, so that we might not have a, let's say, we might not have a medieval supplement, but for Black Powder or Heresy. We say we'll do it in 2 or 3 years. That somebody turns up with a briefcase and somebody says, "Here's a manuscript for the Papillon stuff." And they've really done their research and it's fun. We might just take those. Oh, that's fantastic. Now you've gone on the work. Let's bash that out. And why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it might not be in the schedule. Most of us, including you three, I'm sure, have all got, it's like having a baton on your knapsack. All of you have got a hook in you. And because you know what you're obsessed with. And it could be the Schleswig-Holstein War of 1884. Okay, that's a bit niche, but but know all about it. We'll probably publish it. It's good.
Well, that was something which over the last sort of, I'd say 2 to 3 years has been, as Don said, you said, it's the raft of supplements for HLC, some Black Powder around the pike and shot. So we had the Wars of the Roses. We had this one that I had, which is the Arthurian one, which I love, which kind of came out of nowhere. None of us, I don't think, were expecting, but we all love the way the sort of the concepts it introduces it. And it each one has added something which. I just see it basically, essentially, just from constant praise, basically, from the community, just with each of the supplements that's coming out. I mean, there's quite a lot now. I mean, Samurai, Vanchnex, Wars of the Roses, What's the Future King, the Ottoman Yondan, you can't put down. So is that something, can we look forward to some more of those in the future? Is that just going to be, obviously spaced out because you guys are so busy, but that was, don't know, just seeing all of those come out was awesome.
Well, Martin, again, you guys are really good at this. You put your fingers up. You very light touch with our writings. Because if, let's say, you three guys, again, Martin, you might have one, we wouldn't tell you how to write. We'd accept your style of writing. And it might be more gamesy, less historical, or it might be a little bit more historical. And I just love my game. I wouldn't worry. I don't want to crap their style. And what gives us that the lovely, exciting to read on these times, a different book. Oh, he's gone more into the history of the Turks. That's great. I need to know more about that. So yeah, we leave it to the writer very much to deliver their message. The only rule is not
That's good. That's a good rule.
It's kind of red pen like come out.
I think we had Luke on the stream a few weeks ago as well, and who obviously wrote the Ottoman supplement, and he was very positive and
that's good.
And very good about saying how, as you say, he said I was pretty much left alone to do what I wanted to do, and then just very light touch around changes bits and bobs here to make it, which generally he said made it better.
And you serve it up with some nice photos, and it's pretty much lovely then, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it a consideration that, do you look at those suggestions? Because everyone, as you say, has got a theory, we've got a pet project. We all have a particular period we're particularly interested in and we want to do. Do you review those and go, well, we haven't got figures for that, so we'll park that one? Or does it, does that come into it? Or is it just purely, as you say, it's a nice piece of work. It's going to be an entertaining book, and we, obviously got to make money out of it. You're a business.
Good point. If possible, we want a figure range with it, but occasionally we'll put it out without. Just because it's just a big book. I've just written one on the Boer War, for instance, and
I was going to ask you about that one.
That's on the way. But that's what's quite clever about that. I say that because it's not my particular terms. Is it being 1900 or 1899 to 1901? It's on the cusp of powder, which is from 1700 to 1900, and it literally has got a bolt action rifle. So what we've done is we're going to put in black powder rules for the grand strategic moves of the early budget, and then we're going to put in the bolt action rules to be what we call Kitchener's War, which is like rather unpleasant guerrilla war afterwards. There are sections against sections, and cavalry control against cavalry, one the odd maps here and there. That we will put in both sets of rules. So you play it as a big game, or attack the farm or fill up the bridge, like attack the armored train, whatever it might be. So that will work really well for long range.
Interesting.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, that is.
On the subject of bolt action, I don't know whether you can answer this, John.
Okay.
Is Korea going to be reworked for 3rd edition? Any plans?
I don't know the answers. No. If I knew, I'd tell you. It'd be nice to redo it. Yeah. It was that was one written by a native who had a passion for it, by John Russell, and a mate in America. I mean, just kept banging on about it. I said, well, just bloody well write it. And it's done pretty well. All right. It could probably do with a rewrite, revamp.
It's just I got the book when it came out, and my mate that I game regularly with, he's a massive Korean War fan. In fact, we were at the open day when it was announced about Korea, and he's got a huge American force of World War II, and he wants to sort of what he can move over into Korea from World War II. A lot of it, yes. But it's just always something we talk about regularly about whether it would be updated for 3rd, or what the plans for it was. It was it's a really interesting book and some interesting rules in it as well. But yeah, thanks for that. It was
Is there any conflict or period that you would actually, if someone came to you, you're on the lookout for, that either you don't have the time or the resources, or to put into yourself, if someone came to you and said, oh, I want to do the the peasants' German revolt of 1513 or whatever, and you go, yes, is there anything out there that you think hasn't really been touched that you think someone should have a look at?
I can think of a couple of things that I want to have again. Probably don't want to tell you things today. They're still in my head, and I still want to do them. But when you're the bottom toy soldier company, you think you're able to get your ideas through, but you can't. When you design studio, and you're better for a start, and then they've got that 3-year plan. So I'm trying to wiggle your way in there. I wrote Cruel Seas, the multi-million game. Paul thought I was just more that simple as that, but well, too polite to tell me that. So he kept dropping off the schedule and said, 2 years, this missing schedule in July. This house is a cut out. And it did all right. But, yeah, that was delayed by 2 years. Didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't want to do that. I just couldn't see that as a concept. I said, I think it'll be all right. Let's try one. Let's see. If it's a disaster, we lose 20 grand. So what? So shut the butt. I would sometimes like that.
It must be really difficult, though. Sorry, Dal, because it must be really difficult. Imagine you have a great idea over the weekend, and you go in on Monday morning and go, right, lads, I've had a fantastic idea. Do people just go, oh, no? I can imagine. I mean, I imagine if I was in your position, I'd be every single day. I've had a great idea. I've got a great idea. This is going to be a brilliant
See
idea.
that,
And so
God's sake, you do not know what will come up.
Yeah, I went to a meeting with chief execs when I was in America, and they had these guest speakers in, motivational speakers type thing. And I had this guy came in, and he was really good. I really loved him, and he was talking about so your CEOs. You get all your teams together and you tell them what the plan is. And I said, you get them all excited, don't you? All that, and you ask them all what they're going to. Oh yeah, we'll do all that. I says, guess what? He said, everybody hates it. He says, unless they're you thinking, well, that's easy for you to say, Paul, but I've got to manufacture it. I've got to change the packaging, and all they're thinking of is their own narrow view of what they've got. They're in horror when you come up with a new idea, and they'll find every reason not to. And that's pretty much what happens here. Well, we could do, but the problem is, and I've actually banned that now. Problem because there's always a problem with anything. But you're right. You can sometimes have too many what you think are brilliant ideas.
Oh, I can well imagine.
There's time for his introductions. Oh yeah. But
I love that.
Playing what we like to get out next is always a great game. And so we're on a long journey driving. We always play one Airfix make. I would have loved it if Airfix had done these, and that's a good game to play because it's a long list.
I can imagine.
I wish Airfix did Zulus. Greeks. They never did Greeks. Persians. That would be great.
I have to ask the question. You mentioned it earlier on, and I know anybody who does the Napoleonics will be screaming at us to say, what's happening with Leipzig? Is there going to be a black powder Leipzig supplement at some point?
Yeah. It's. I'm pretty sure it's been written.
I thought it.
I think there's certainly a couple of that period. I'm pretty sure it's been written. It's just all stacked up with various stories. So there will be more Napoleonics. So quite when, I can't tell you, but there's there.
Is there any others that are in the pipeline? Because obviously you've got the Waterloo campaign, you've got Borodino campaign, Leipzig. Hopefully at some point you're going to go earlier war, Napoleonic period.
Well, I think Duncan MacFarlane actually wrote a year before he passed away. I think sure he wrote one.
Okay.
And, which would have been really interesting. Earlier than Napoleonics. I just don't know times and dates. Not being coy, just don't know. We've got quite a few stacked up.
Nice. So we can expect Napoleonics soon. Good.
Oh, soonish.
Yeah, nice one, Don. Yeah.
I'm trying.
That's because of this. We had a policeman in earlier.
What's your job title now? Was it marketing executive manager or something?
I'm a PR director now, so yeah, I know you stop people who do stupid things like I'm trying to make you do. Oh dear, I think it's awesome. I mean, I am intrigued by again this sort of balancing between the different projects you've all got going. Do you, on your whiteboard in the office somewhere or in your head somewhere, do you actually sort of work out, well, we haven't done a black powder thing for a while, so maybe we should do one of those next? Or, is that a consideration, or is it purely just what's available, what people are working on, type,
That would be Pete Gosling, who runs the studio. He's got his mental whiteboard, and he'll be filling in those. So it's time for another Hail Caesar supplement or something. And fill it. Everybody needs a bit of love. Every group of gamers needs something.
Because we're always so quiet about complaining about, being satisfied with what we have, aren't we? Yeah, we're always like that. You mentioned also Skytrex earlier on. What's the relationship there, and how do you mentioned a couple of projects being passed off to them to manage now moving forward. Is that Yeah, how does that work? What's the
Well, the Skytrax is part of Warlord. We bought them a few years ago.
Yeah.
And they're run by this wonderful chap called Dave, who's been there forever. And he's probably the best mold maker in the world in any way. He can make the most amazing molds. Terrific fellow. Just seven guys. And it's a mini like our battery. But they also do railway terrain, 8 coast scale and double coast scale. So half of what they sell, what train, they'll go to the train convention around the Britain, and that's quite amazing. That's a hobby in itself, of course. But we sell a lot of it for things like crates and barges and cranes, and very useful for World War II, World War I, stuff. And they do our NDF as well, our laser printing from the wood, so as well. So they've got different skills down there. They use a different sort of pressure pot for making the rest of the tanks. So we use them for sometimes, let's say we're going to put out, we need 600, let's think of something. The Cromwell with the 95 hours D-Day, we'll need a few hundred of those made. I'd get Skytrax kind of 400 of them, just because it's an unusual item. It's not the normal Panthers, Tigers, whatever it might be. Give it to them, and they'll just turn up later with 400 of them. I'll just dump them off to us, and I know it's covered by them. And it doesn't interfere with our normal running a factory is all about being able to keep it flowing all the time. There's something odd, for instance, the vice talking about, give that to them, specialists. They can do that, they'll deliver them to us, or interrupt our normal business flow. So that's what they do. And also invents other ways of doing things or making molds. They're quite innovative. So that's everything's a learning day with them. With Dave, he just shows them. I bet you can't make a mold on that day. You walk away chuckling. That's it. That's it. He won't get it for you. He will make it or die.
Dear. The other one we have and amongst the PCP community, a massive fan base or just fanatics around Black Seas. Any ideas where that's going? Is that
yes, I can tell you. I can tell you, most kids on the block of them. Gabriel, who wrote them, is a real aficionado for it. It's a real old expert, and it's done very, very well. He's terribly excited about doing the mission too, which would involve an extra plastic for first-rate ships in plastic, because I think that's second or third rate in box. So he'd refresh it with a bigger chip in each one and just tighten up the rules of it. So he's going to rewrite it.
okay?
And I think it would be a great thing to do. And we'll make them even nicer from the board. And I've asked about something for Cruel Seas to get Cruel Seas and do a second version.
Nice. Yeah, that's another one that seems to a very well. Let's say in my gaming world, anyway, the people I talk to, there's a very loyal but quite a small fan base of Cruel Seas. They absolutely adore it, and Black Seas definitely seems to, as we call it, the windy boat game here.
The windy boat. Yeah. Well, every time we have our gaming day, the chap who owns the shop where we put it on, he'll put on a huge Black Sea. I mean, he did Trafalgar the ship, didn't he?
Did.
Yeah, he did.
On the anniversary, I'm trying. That was the year when Derby flooded, wasn't it? Which
Ironically, yes.
Yeah.
So, that was our sort of main game. So,
No matter how much the detail that we get on the boats, because bear in mind, I made a resin when go to these rather crude molds. They come out with all the gun works and it's just stunning. And then with the red lines made of price specs and the plastic masks, printed sales. I mean, you can get something that looks wonderful very quickly.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at them.
Yeah, they are beautiful little models.
They are.
Really nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
We've got a license from HOS Victory. You have to buy a license for it.
Ah.
Do you? Okay, interesting. Crikey.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they sell it in the document.
Ah, yes, that would make sense. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Oh, that's fascinating. Well, for me anyway, there's just not enough time in the day to play all the periods I want to play, but unfortunately work still gets in the way, which is really annoying. But there you go. Is there anything else that's coming up that you kind of need to tell us about or tell the community about from a Wolf perspective? Obviously, we've got Epic, which is middle of October, sometime around then, isn't it?
So the latest, latest. Might catch end of September.
Uh-huh.
War, which I mentioned.
Yeah.
More plastic tank. There'll be Chaffee. So the Chaffee light tank, a Pershing for the Yanks, got what it's called because all the Japanese tanks have got funny names. It's one of the heavies that ever left Japan. It was like a large shirt. They built a few, waiting for the invasion, but that's quite nice. That's for once. We're going to do Polish tankette.
Oh, nice.
Tiny ones, 2-man tankette. We will do a German sidecar and a Jeep in plastic. It's amazing that we hadn't done them in plastic yet. And the one we haven't done for the British is the what's the thing called? Mine's gone blank. It's like the Matilda, but no.
Valentine.
That's exactly what it is. We haven't done one in plastic. It was the most produced British tank of the war.
Mm.
We just don't make these. I have no idea why. So let's do one of those. And for the Russians, 85 or 87, because they had thousands of those. We haven't made them yet. So that'll keep us busy.
It's when I used to do a lot of bolt action, I haven't played for a good while yet, but Finns were always a very popular army on the tabletop. Is that something you're looking to produce after the polls, maybe?
Yeah, I score a Finnish one, except we do better because they're hard as nails. Because the supplement was written on through things. It kept making everything the best. Best actually. Scouts. Well, they can't be better than best at everything. So, like to face a Finnish army.
I love that. That's that reminds me of that. What are you playing at the moment, Martin? Where the Swedes are as hard as nails, they can do whatever they like.
Oh, it's just anything set during the Great Northern War. The Swedes are just as hard. Yeah, this is sort of the 60-year period where the Swedes just get a bonus for being Swedish. In any system, any game, you go down the chart and at the end of it say, "Are they Swedish?" Yes, +1. that's what I was doing. But yeah, so they say now I've got a Hail Caesar game next week. We're doing a big 30 game. Getting that out again. So the whole Byzantines to get on the table. So we get that sorted out. I need to dig out the stats that I'd have sorted out, because I don't know where they are when I moved house.
Now those are both. There's a supplement for the teacher. There's one for you, Martin. Oh, jeez. Listen, really appreciate your time, John. I think we've probably used up our hour with you.
Yeah, just thought it out. So I'll tell you to prepare for the next meeting. How excited!
Excited. There you go. When you executive, there you go.
Thanks so much, fellas.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you very much.
So there you go. That was our Thursday morning talking with Mr. Stallard. Interesting, wasn't it? Oh, you're on mute, mate.
It's like being in work.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah, constantly on mute and work. No, I find it fascinating. And it's the amount of things that they've actually got planned or in the pipeline. Like you said, 3 years in advance, they know what they're doing. They're growing as a company. Their products are just getting better and better and better. The new releases, the new bolt action plastics are just an absolute joy to work with. So, as I said to Don before we came on, if you're a fan of Conflict 47, I imagine over the next 2 or 3 years you're going to feast very well on what Warlord are going to be releasing for that, because like he said, he's just letting the design team get on with it. There doesn't appear to be any constraints there. It's just, what weirdness can you come up with? And when you've I mean the team that they've got involved there, it's just like I said in the video, it's like an elite team of writers and developers. So where Conflict goes is going to be really interesting to see.
I think it's very interesting. I mean, as gamers, we always want our bit to be done. We always want whatever we're covering to be done. But as you say, I think that was the bit that came over for me was they clearly had their focus around Conflict and bolt action and Epic. And that, of course, they would. They're a business. They've got to make money. They're the ones that make the money. And they've got 110 people to employ.
Staff,
so it's a good sized business. It's not like a mum and pop shop.
No.
But the fact they clearly think about other things as well. That within that there's conscious effort to do the other periods that they're interested in that they cover, which is good. Despite the fact I wish they'd get that bloody Leipzig one out, because he's been talking about that for I think 5 years at least. But
the fact as well that they're writing version 2s for Victory at Sea and Black Seas. It's they've obviously they've got that capacity to do that and to release that, because the Windy Boat game, like you said, it is popular. It's a very popular game. I mean I don't play it, but I'm in the Facebook group because I like seeing people do what I can't, which is paint those ships. Because they do look really nice, and the detail people put into them. And I've watched battle reports, and it is a really cool game. But it'd be interesting to see. I mean, you could tell from what he didn't say that they've got so much more that's going to be released. I mean, the fact that the new Epic scale beyond Zulu it's already being developed,
already planned.
We didn't press him enough on that. We could have gone proper
held him down and beat him. He was pretty canny about keeping that one quiet, but as you say, I think there was definitely a certain amount of satisfaction there, because clearly that was his project that he wanted to push through. From what it sounds like, there's some of the team weren't so keen on it, and it's obviously worked. But he also did say, didn't he? I think he tries to surprise people. So I don't know. Guess it's on a postcard on that one. We'll keep talking about what the next Epic will be, I'm sure, incessantly until it arrives. But I am genuinely really excited by what's possible there, given they've changed the approach so drastically with the Zulu launch, doing the individual figures. You go on mute again, mate.
God,
Your
definitely,
telly.
it's definitely being in work.
It is.
Constantly on mute. No, when we went away afterwards, and I got thinking about the change in sort of the epic miniatures and what that meant. Yeah, I think
He probably wouldn't come back on if we did.
no, that's the kind of thing that ruined the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was just thinking with the ability now to produce those different sprues for epic scale. I mean, there's I know there's loads of possibilities.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised when those shots of the epic Zulus were revealed, and they just look so radically different to previous releases.
Yeah.
So it's clear that they've been developing. They've probably taken feedback from the community, and the fact that the Zulus look like the sort of when you in the film when you see him running towards Rogue's Drift, and that sort of not ragtag, but they're not in formation. No. I think to capture it in that scale, and they look chunky as well. I think that's what I like about them.
Yeah, they look very detailed, as he said, almost too detailed in some ways. But I like where they're going with Epic. I think the fact they're putting that effort into it, and I guess from a business perspective, because that was the other thing that came through very clearly was they are a business, right? So, but they were talking about, I would imagine the Epic they are considerably cheaper to produce than larger scale figures, certainly the metal figures. So you can churn them out much easier. So if they hit the sweet spot with that, then that's a good one. Anyway, it's interesting. I would love him to have let slip a little bit, even just to tell us it was going to be a Hail Caesar or a Pike, whatever it was going to be with the next one. But he was not going anywhere with that one. And I did look at all the videos. Well, I haven't seen all the videos from the open day, the weekend, but I don't think he let slip to anybody. So it's clearly his PRs are definitely working for him. That's for sure.
Yeah. He's probably going to strict instructions about.
But I did think he came over very. I mean, he's obviously a wargamer through and through, and that was really good to see. As you would hope as somebody who runs a business like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. We'll see what comes of it all. I'm intrigued to where they're going with the business. I think it's. I would just purely selfishly, I wish they would get on with some other launches. It's been a while since we did have any Napoleonics, so I think it's about time. I know you can't wait for Napoleonics, Steve. I know. But he'd probably say we've done the Crimea, so that's Black Powder sorted for a bit. So,
well, it looks like say with Bolt Action 3rd being released last year, I think that's going to be getting some major love over the the next couple of years. With the French book out, I need to buy some more French infantry for my early war French. The French Foreign Legion plastic kit. Didn't expect that. That was definitely from left field. And plastic Polish as well. So again, it's been a while since any early war was really. That's one they did say that he didn't confirm it though about the redo of the plastic Blitzkrieg German Blitzkrieg box. I would love that. If they could replicate that first kit, but in the modern version with the more chunkier figures and all the options.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd be. I'm not here to hit the tumbleweed for the bolt action stuff. But yeah, early war getting some love. You'd like to see that with Polish tankettes. Again, didn't expect that. Didn't expect a plastic chaffee either. That again, that came from absolute nowhere. So just makes you think they've got so much planned for bolt action. Which is always interesting, especially the plastic infantry box. I was looking. Finally got around to looking at the plastic Gurkha box. Really good. really loads of options, well sculpted. Yeah, very nice box. Whether I'm actually going to do anything with them, I don't know. I just bought them because I was nosy and I wanted to see what they were like. Actually, what I did do, I've built two,
right.
but I've made them as Chindits.
Okay.
So what I did, I got some of the slouch hats from the Commonwealth box. So put them on and then just stuck a big load of loads of equipment on them. What you'll find though is the bodies are slighter compared to the sort of British kits, which is to reflect no sort of Gurkhas not being slighter of build, but they are a bit smaller than the British and Commonwealth and British infantry boxes. But the heads from the Commonwealth box, they scale really well with it. So I may be putting together some plastic Chindits at the moment.
Yeah, well, why not? Why not? I mean, you did a Chindit, didn't you? I'm sure you.
I bought metal Chindits back in 2016, 2017. Yeah. But they eventually got just rolled into my Australians as bolstering crew, HQ units, etc. But yeah, I can see this working. I just need to find a lot more heads. But yeah, it was just a couple of hours last week, and I thought, you know what, we're not work. So yeah, they do work. So I was quite pleased with those. But yeah, nice. Plastic kits, pre-rigged windy boats in the works.
I mean, I wouldn't hold your breath on that one, stupid. I just, yeah, it feels odd to call someone stupid, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see doing them in plastic could be interesting. I mean, the quality of the resin is amazing. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's coming out of that. I thought that was interesting as well. That obviously, Cruel Seas is his passion project, and even though that's been handed over now to Skytrex, he clearly is still investing in it in terms of second version of that as well. So yeah. Intrigued.
I think my mate bought Cruel Seas, but we never really went anywhere. It was a strange one. Again, it's quite niche, isn't it? It's quite a niche theatre.
Niche of niche, that's for sure.
It is.
Yeah, I have to say, I did buy it. I think I bought it secondhand somewhere because I thought it'll be quite fun to play, because it's one of those. It's occurred to me it's one of those sort of when you've got nothing else to do, or you just want a quick game of something, or for me, when the club's up in the smaller room and we want to do something small scale, I thought it would work, and I never really got into it, never got to play it, but I know it's a good looking game.
I mean, look, it does look nice. I mean, I've not played a naval game since Man of War in the early 93, 94. We played Man of War. That was Games Workshop Fantasy. But since then, I've never. I mean, I bought the Victory at Sea Pacific box.
Yeah.
And I painted. They grew on me. They really did. I painted those back during the 2021. I think we were painting that. No, 2000. Was it 2021? I don't know. But I was quite ill when I was painting them, so it was a bit of a fever dream while I was painting those.
Yeah, Trad says it reminds him of the comic strip in Warlord comic. Yeah, I think that was pretty much the inspiration, I think, for Cruel Seas. Yeah. That's for sure. It annoyed me. I didn't ask about things like Actum Panzer because that doesn't seem to have gone anywhere. I wonder if that's another one that's going to bite the dust.
Well, I think you can buy that through Skytrex as well. I don't know whether that's the
official, maybe. But I guess at the end of the day, they're doing the tanks for bolt action, so it's not a big deal to do that.
Not at all. We were going to play Actum Panzer in 15mm anyway. Rather than 28. But I've never. I got all the rules and the whole thing. and I've never read the rules, so I might need to get around to reading those, because I do like a good armored game. In fact, I may even one day I may even persevere and try and use those Bruce Quarry rules again that I talked about.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
I took a photograph of one of the pages and sent to my mate. I said, "Do you want to play this?" He was like, "The hell's that?"
What the hell? Yeah,
They were quite. I mean, back in the day, I loved them when we played them originally. It was my first sort of introduction to armored wargaming, and I loved that game so much. But again, sometimes nostalgia is good, and sometimes it's not so good. No.
Sometimes it's not all it's cracked up to be.
No. Definitely rose-tinted spectacles going on with that. But I may persevere.
I know Martin wasn't big into Acton, but I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was quite a clever little game. But
what I liked about it from the battle reports that that you put out was I like the time mechanic. I thought that was good.
Very clever.
The fact that there was a reload. You kept your shells. You had the different. I don't know. I might
Challenger 2. Oh my God, those are horrible rules. Jeez, they were tables and tables and tables.
Oh, are they the big Financial Times style chart?
I think it only came in a pamphlet-y thing from what I remember, but it was incredibly detailed. Yeah.
I might look into it. But no, there was loads of, when I watched the back when it was first released, there was a plethora of battle reports out there, and I thought it looked like a fun game. But we always plan to do it in 15 anyway if we did start playing it, because I just think there's something about 15 mil scale armor. I just like the look of it on the tabletop, and Battlefronts do those rather lovely plastic kits. So
indeed.
there is just the bonus of being able to paint them again.
Yeah. I don't know. As I said in the recording, there's too many things to do. That's the problem. I'd love to I like Victory at Sea. We didn't talk about that with him, but I quite enjoyed that game, and I did like Black Seas, and I did like Acton, but I don't have enough time.
Did I dream, or did you play that with Ken?
Did, yeah. Yeah, it was his fault. # blame Ken. Another one he got me into, and then he buggered off and sold all his ships.
Ken sold something. I won't have that. Never.
I know, it never happens.
What a scurrilous lie. Yeah, Rob, I saw something before on Blue Sky just before we went live. Yeah. Bye. Tactical Marines. Yeah. That may not mean anything to you, Dom, but it's
nothing at all, mate.
For many years, Tactical Marines, especially in second edition, were the mainstay of any sort of Marine force. You had your Tactical Marines, and they were the ubiquitous Marines. You could do anything. They had to take heavy weapons, special weapons. They stayed around. They were good, and it looks like they've been taken out back like old Yeller, and put out of its misery. That's a shame. That is a shame. I mean, I will admit, modern GW stuff, 40k. No, you might as well talk to me about quantum physics or something like that, because I've just got no idea. I mean, did Primaris Marines? They're not tactical Marines, are they? They're like the intercessors. I've got no idea. Like I said, I feel like such an old curmudgeon talking about stuff like that, but I haven't. I've got literally no idea. I did try and watch a battle. Sometimes, like James said before, I'm into self-flagellation. Well, a couple of weeks back, I tried to watch someone doing an 11th edition battle report of 40k, and it was like I literally had no idea what was going on. No idea.
Like they were talking a completely different language to you.
It didn't even look the same game. It was just weird. It was just weird. It was very, very bizarre. But that's why I stick to second. I know what second's weird and broken and janky and weird and odd, but it's got a charm about it. It's got a certain charm.
It's broken the way you understand. It's broken.
It is. I mean, I grew up playing it, so Yeah, I mean, John, around here, that sort of crap from GW's driving players to K4. I can absolutely see that. I can, yeah. I've since lived on a nice farm in Stig Ranch where there's always war and lots of heretics to hunt. I mean, the fact that they call them firstborn these days. Oh, I hate that. I hate that expression, firstborn. Anyway, but back to Warlord rather than me. We talk about tactical squads. Yeah, not nice. Yeah, I mean,
no, interesting.
Yeah, Modern Warhammer is a board game on a big table with miniatures. Sadly, it really is.
Very true. Very true.
You know, that's just reminded me. We should do an episode where we go away and we play one game of a game that we used to play years ago. So like I said, those Bruce Coy rules or you used to play DBA, didn't you? Would you play it these days?
No. What the hell? Friggin' awful game. Bloody awful game.
So imagine going away and playing a game that you know is clunky and janky and a bit, not very good, and just seeing, how long you can play it for. Would you complete the entire game, or would you sack it off at 2 turns to go to the pub? Because, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna seriously, I'm gonna look into this Bruce Corey because I've got fantastic memories of it. It was really good. So, a bit of gaming self-flagellation. I mean, what
I say there you are, guys. Confirmation he is into self-flagellation. That's all I can say.
Oh wait.
Oh, here we go. Our castle correspondent is coming in. Really enjoying Acton Panzer. Unfortunately, I hate painting tanks. If there's the equivalent, Purgatory is highlighting 37 identical bloody road wheels. Just do what we did, Martin. Just slap mud all over it.
Mud, yeah, mud is your friend.
Just do that.
This always gets me. So, Paul, DBA is a great game. Is it a really divisive? I think I may have. Remember, I was talking about. I played 6 mil Ancients. God, this would have been literally 1992, I think it would have been.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what rules we were using, but someone said it could have been DBA. Is it that much of a divisive rule set these days?
I don't know about these days. I mean, I think, I mean, there are people down my club still play DBM.
Oh, right.
And there's quite a tournament scene, I believe, of DBM. I don't know. I think for me, it was more the fact that, that feeling when something you love gets ripped up, not love, it's a bit strong. So I really used to enjoy playing WRG 6th and 7th edition back in the day. And then they completely scrapped it and went with this DBA crap. Sorry, did I say that? It was just so completely different and spoiled everything that I liked in the game. Well, actually, no. It sort of took what I disliked from 7th edition and amped it up to the max, and that was DBA. It seemed to me, it was like kind of measuring with protractors whether you could clip the edge of a corner of a figure to then, just like, fuck off. Anyway, sorry, I say that. I just hated it. I absolutely hated it. And so I don't know whether it's, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a divisive thing. It's like everything, right? It's like we talk about this all the time. Whatever people love or hate, there's some community of people who play it constantly and absolutely love it. And I'm sure there's DBAs being played somewhere in somebody's hellhole at somewhere in the world. I don't know. I just found it. Yeah, you didn't ask. Now the interesting question is, what would I rather play with SPQR, DBA, DBM? I mean, I think I'd probably just end it all at that point. It's probably the best thing to do.
It's weird. It's weird, though. Like I say, rule sets like that, where Do you mean did you ever like it, or did you always not like it?
I always hated it. From
right.
the very first game I played DBA. So it was back in the days when I used to game with two other blokes that I played games with for years and years and years, and one of them we used to do competition gaming with WRG rules and what have you, and they came out and like we always do, and I don't know why gamers we do this. We throw out what we love and then start with a new one. And we could have just carried on playing the old one, but we didn't. We swapped over. Me and Nick played one game, I think, of DBA, and we went, "Is that really how it's supposed to work?" And it's like you sort of do a second one, you go, "Yeah, that is how it's supposed to work." That's shit. What else can we play? That was kind of how the thought process works. Oh dear.
Yeah, no, like I said, we're looking back. I've always said my first historical game was that Vietnam robot body count.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I've got a copy of that printed off in sort of dot matrix style. And it's like reading some kind of, I don't know, mathematical thesis. Very, very impenetrable is what I found.
Can I do all three, James? That'd be good. Julie was asking, have I played Saga? Yeah, I did play Saga a bit. I actually quite enjoyed it, but it gave me a headache because you have to think all the way through it. It's just hard work, but it's quite a clever game. I quite liked the game, but only the Viking, the early ones. I didn't like the when Alexandrian pipe blocks were 8 figures. It was like, nah, that's lost me. That's lost.
Didn't Saga have done that? Isn't there like a fantasy element to Saga as well?
Yeah, that I really enjoyed, but nobody down the club will play me, which is really annoying. But they had the Age of Magic, which I really quite liked. I thought it was very clever game. I mean, that was quite popular for a while. Lots of people were playing that down the club, and then they all seemed to fall out of love with it. So, yeah, that was my last sort of ancient-y thing. Well, apart from Oathmark, but then Ken killed that.
Again, did I make it up? Did you play that with Ken and Ken?
I did. Yeah,
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Yeah. And I've learned from it, Steve. Anytime Ken, well, not we ever see him anymore, but whenever he suggests a rule system, I go, yeah, right, Ken, forget it. On my channel, there is videos of us playing during COVID when you were allowed to meet outside in my garden playing Oathmark in the dark. I thought
that's when you played it.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, when we started a campaign and we played 2 games, and that was that.
And has he? I think he has sold.
Oh, I'm sure he has. He had a whole dwarf army, I think, and I think that's all long gone. Bloody Ken. Anyway, that's enough of that. We are fast approaching the end of the stream, so let's have a look at. A reminder: thank you for everyone who watches on Catch Up. I hope you enjoyed the recording of John's interview. I'm sorry there were a few audio problems. I know people were commenting and doing things. We did. I sent it to somebody to get it all cleaned up, and they did an amazing job because it was hellishly bad when we got it. It wasn't anything on our end. I think it was actually John's end, but we couldn't hear it during the recording.
No.
So it wasn't until we played it back afterwards on the StreamYard recording. It was, it wasn't great. It was arse. But we thought it was still worth listening to, and I think it was largely legible, which was good. So hope you enjoyed it. We always try and get live guests. I think we'd always rather have live guests because then you guys can ask questions as well. But it's better to get John on than not. So maybe we can get him on again at some point live. So reminder to join the Facebook page. The link's down below. You just have to answer the 3 questions. I think I've now set it up. You have to answer the 3 questions. I found a function somewhere, so you're doomed if you didn't.
Yes, there's a notification as well that mentions about it may take an hour for an admin to I don't know what's an auto thing, but I did notice that message on there. But just ask the question. Just answer the questions. It's not hard. It's not Mastermind. It's not the crossword in the Financial Times. It's just 3 questions about wargaming.
Just 3. And if you're a wargamer, you'll answer them. It's all fine. So we've got just enough. Well, have we got enough time? I think we've got enough time to look at some of the pretty pictures, so we'll do it. So Reader's Wives coming up, so avert your eyes. So a reminder, we try and just show a few pictures of progress of people's projects, games, etc. from the Facebook page, because we love seeing all the diversity of work that's going on across the community. So just a few of these coming up. So I'm going to start with this one because it seems very pertinent, given we were talking about tanks just now. So Aaron, this is his first ever tank.
Yes, I saw that. That is blimmin' marvellous, Aaron. That is fantastic.
Banging, isn't it?
Really,
I mean,
really.
It's not finished, as we know, because why not?
There's something missing from
something missing underneath it. But apart from that, it's absolutely fantastic. And there's a first ever tank. Well done. Absolutely
fantastic. Brilliant. Really, really good stuff.
Love this from Chris. This is his East African. I was going to say East Anglian, East African Naval Brigade in 15mm. Which are awesome. Very, very nice indeed. Fantastic stuff. Matt was working on these aliens, Colonial Marines.
Colonial Marines, yes.
Yes.
They're lovely.
They look a fearsome bunch, don't they? Blimey.
Very nice.
Another Matt. This was his game of V and F, Valor and Fortitude. He had a whole series of pictures of the game, which looked absolutely amazing. Another rule set that I really must explore, but just never seem to have the time. Talking of games, Steve was showing off some pictures of his Italians in a Chain of Command game. Which is pretty, really good. I like that. Lovely looking figures.
And they're based.
And they're based, properly done, finished. There you go. Take note, Aaron. Just saying. Calvin, loves this Anglo-Saxon warband. He said it was going to be for either Midgard or various other systems that he was looking into. So, yeah, very nice indeed.
Very nice.
They're looking beast figures, I believe. Love these Dacians. That's a serious bunch of hombres, that is, isn't it? Blimey.
God, you wouldn't mess around with those, would you?
You would not. You would not. Bit of weird shit from Kurt. This is his Goblin Rabble. Goblin Rabble regiment.
Definitely a Goblin Rabble, that.
There's some bright colours in that. I like it.
I know. Yeah.
This was Morgan's Bombard. That's the Perry one, I believe. It's a massive piece of metal.
That's a stonker, that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely lovely. Love how he's done that. He's even got the ropes in it and everything. Very, very good indeed. Lovely work. David, he said this is 28mm Portuguese WSS regiment, so Spanish successor. Very nice. There's a lot of wigs there. How do you feel about painting wigs, Steve?
No, not for me. Not for me. No, they're nice. I like the white and red. They look fantastic. I think you mentioned this was after our discussion about batch painting.
I think it was. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, but really nice.
Awesome. Matthew was showing up his dreadnoughts. Is that what they are?
Yeah, they're venerable dreadnoughts for his Ultramarines. What I like about his Ultramarines is mine are like that proper stark blue. He's gone for a more muted blue and a lot of weathering. I think it's it really sets them off because he's got the old school sort of red bolts on there as well. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Matthew's posts on the Facebook group, he's been posting for months about the progress into this project. I'd recommend checking it out. It's really, really good.
Awesome. And then Paul be working on his Pillage warband. I think this is his Welsh Raiders. So yeah, Very, very cool indeed. Martin will be giving that a game up now because if you saw his video where his daughter kicked his ass again, he probably will put that game away and never play it again. But nice to see Paul's picking up the mantle. Good.
Oh, God, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then finally for now, Andre. I had to show this. Andre's Florentine Knight. I mean, look at that.
That's
holy smoke.
That's mightily impressive. I'll be honest. That is so cool looking. It looks badass, doesn't it? It looks like properly. It
certainly does.
Really,
properly badass. Love that. Absolutely love that. So there you go. That's everything for tonight. So thanks once again for everybody who joined us tonight and everyone who watched on catch up. Thanks for bearing with us in terms of the sound quality, but I think it was a good enough.
It went fine.
I think so too. We're not around next week. We have a week off, so we'll be partaking of weird beers and weird films and various other things, and then we'll be back. September, I guess it is. First week of September. No idea who's going to be hosting it yet, except it probably won't be me. So it'll probably be either Steve or Martin, but watch out on the Facebook page and make sure you subscribe to all our channels, and then you'll see when it goes up, ready to go. But thank you very much indeed for joining us. Thanks, Steve. Have a good long weekend. And
you too. I certainly shall.
We'll see you all. Well, in a couple of weeks' time. Have a good couple of weeks, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers. See you, everybody.